Hey guys, what's going on? So right here we have the keyboard, and the thing I love about this is that there is so many things that you can do with it. So let's just take it step by step. For one, there's a mic in and a mic volume here, meaning that you could actually connect a microphone to it, and it allows you to record it using the speak button. Take that off for now. Second thing is that we have three banks here, well, three kind of categories, and it's a song bank, a rhythm, and a tone. Now, what it seems to be with over here is you can actually, with the song bank, it just kind of plays soundtracks. And the thing I love about this keyboard is it lights up with each note, even the sharp keys, which I was kind of impressed with. So it really just shows that off. And the good thing about that is when we go in the song bank, and let's just play the first one. And you can also follow, stop that, you can also follow along with it, you know. There's a lot of different, and then next thing we have is the rhythm. Just going to give you a basic overview of this, and with rhythm, we can pick, let's just say, no, let's go ahead and look. Another really cool add with the song bank is that you can actually lower the tempo and also raise it too. One of the cooler things about this, now when looking at rhythm, let me just go ahead and find this. Well, for one, there is also tone, which is just, there's actually 100 different tones, and what tones pretty much are just different instruments. So let's go look at one in the synth, So I'm going to go ahead and press 64. Gorgeous sound. It comes with speakers here, so this is actually not playing from my computer like I usually do with my Nectar 49 Plus. This is actually coming from its own speakers, and you could actually bring this with you and just play the keyboard if you want. Let me just go ahead and find rhythm. Now usually with I'm also getting a little used to this myself. So let's go ahead and find a rhythm. Here, you actually have to switch off. So what you would do is you double tap it and you switch off into rhythm. So for example, this is swing. And it pretty much just gives you more or less a type of beat to go with, right? So, and you can actually change the tone while you're doing this. So of course, that's a piccolo. Let's see something in the synth category. 67. You can also go back to rhythm if you want to change it up and go, let's just say, 45. So that's definitely something really cool to look into. Also, what it's telling me here is you can actually up the transpose with the tone and the rhythm. Now, I'm actually not too sure how to do that, but that is one of the features. It also has 3-step lessons, and what I think that is that with the song bank, it actually teaches you how to play the piano. So not only is this a really cool analog instrument, but it definitely has a lot of really cool programs for you to learn the piano as well. Now, I got this for $10 at a thrift shop. It's in excellent condition. Might be missing a couple wires or a couple accessories. Maybe the person that actually owned it didn't have it, because it seems to work on its own. However, what I will say is that I'm not sure how much this is on a normal market, whether this is actually overvalued or undervalued, but for $10 this is definitely a steal in my opinion. And the fact that you can actually connect it with an amp cable into your audio interface, as well as a MIDI cable, means that you can take these creations, put them into your DAW, and combine that with some other things. Now, let me just go ahead and go through a little bit more tones with you. Some of the ones that I personally favor, or I think every single synth in here is gorgeous. And on top of that, I also think that it has a really cool feature called split. Now, pretty much split is unfortunately only in certain tones, but and it's mostly just with bass and piano. So we'll have bass here, up the volume. Now, the interesting thing about this is that if you're using Logic Pro X, when you go onto their bass piano, it is a mix of both the bass and the piano in the keys. With this is just bass on one side and the piano on the other. Now, personally, I'm not sure how I feel about this. This is definitely great for starting a song, but I don't know how I would feel if I only had this, because look. Right, so let's just say I wanted to play. Now I'm doing this. It sounds well, but it's a little too complicated for me. I think I'm just better off playing 2 different instruments. Another really cool thing is that the final instrument is actually a percussion. And if you can see along these, let me go ahead and show you, is that they actually show you all of the instruments on the percussion. And you can make something really cool out of that. Another, so besides percussions and besides that split, another really cool one is called layers. And pretty much these are just layers. Instruments that just have, I believe this is a synthetic harp. We keep on going through these. 88, for example. Right? But I honestly think the biggest takeaway from this is the tones. So we'll have, not the tones, is the synth sounds. So let me go ahead and actually go to 60 for just a regular synth lead. And one thing I'd like to add is that a synth lead on a Logic, not all of them can be played into chords. These can be played into chords. Right? One of my that's honestly, that was bugging me a lot with Logic Pro X's instruments. Now, there are definitely things around that. If you aren't interested in buying this, you could also get a VST, which is just a virtual instrument, or you can actually open up. I believe there are actually some virtual instruments on Logic that if you were to open it up on its own, it's actually a plug-in rather than like the virtual instruments they give you in like the library. You can actually play a chord out of those synths. But like I said, it's not every synth. So this is definitely offering what a more advanced piece of technology doesn't. Another thing on here that I didn't show you is that there's actually cool little things like organs. So and a really cool thing about these organs is, let me go ahead and play it. Well, actually, let me go ahead and play for you a. They have a lot of, how can I describe it? The good thing about the Casio, honestly, the biggest takeaway for me is three things. One, it would be the tones. I think just the instrument selections are fantastic, 100 different ones. Two, you have, I think the song bank is very useful. I don't think it's a main takeaway, but that's just an honorable mention. But the other takeaway is that it can actually connect to your DAW. And the third one is that, and this honestly this goes along with the tones, is that not only is it a select tones, these are very these are tones that you could find in a lot of popular songs. So let me go ahead and play one of them for you. For example, I forgot the name of it, but I forgot the name or the number of it, but it's not that one. '67, '68. Right, but I believe there was one in here. That actually had. This is actually one of the more special ones. This is what we stuck it. They actually have like sound effects you play around. Let me go ahead and check 72. They just have these very gorgeous, beautiful, synthetic sounds that honestly I don't have on my just electronic DAW. We have a space pen. Okay, 74. Like we're getting to really good ones, and this is also a vehicle. This is a very a different one, and actually one of the not main takeaways, but one of the most notable ones I remember. Like honestly, the possibilities are endless, and there are 100 different ones in here, and I honestly didn't even go over half of them. I don't think we barely hit a quarter. So definitely take the time to really go through these, to really play as much as you can. If you recently just purchased a Casio LK-110, it is definitely a great ad and great job buying it. If you're looking to buy one, I would definitely recommend you getting a newer keyboard just because this is so old. But if you're looking for very authentic tones, if you're looking for something that is, I mean, honestly, on the cheaper side, this is, this is obsolete compared to everything we have now. But what it does have is just enough technology to connect with your DAW, and also just looking at this in a more grand scheme is just a lot better than, let's just say, looking at it through a computer screen all the time. But if you're looking to just, play the piano and enjoy yourself, I cannot recommend this more. This definitely has a lot of really cool features, and I would definitely recommend it. Just even the tempo setting itself for the rhythm and the songs, you can learn how to play at higher speeds, and more importantly, learning how to play the piano this way versus, let's just say, through theory, can actually help you developing your songs better through ear. So the potential for this instrument is incredibly high. So if we had to number it out, I'd give it about an 8 or a 9. If we had to talk about the efficiency, I'd give it about an 8. If we had to talk about the overall rating, I'll give it a 7 just for how old it is. But if we're comparing this to things like with its time, this is one of the best. This is one of my personal favorites. And, for this being a thrift store pickup is beyond me. So if you guys are looking for a keyboard, and if you're looking for a really cheap one, and if you're looking for something for somebody as a birthday gift that you may, like, they actually want to take piano seriously, I would get them this. I would personally get them this. And if they want to take their music to the next level, you can connect this with a MIDI cable, and boom, it becomes a new keyboard, But in terms of advanced stuff, I got my Nectar 49 Plus here. That's going to be my go-to still. But this is definitely something to play around with, something to have a lot of fun with. And I honestly think you can get away with a lot of stuff. I'm getting a talk box for my birthday, crossing my fingers if I do. And once I get that, I'm going to have a lot more fun with this. I'll be making a lot more videos out of it. So this is Rocky Billop. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm sorry for the longevity of this video, but yeah, I hope you guys had a great time. Peace.